What is up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 3 of the MC Eternal Guided Let's Play. So, on today's agenda, if you remember, we have build a forge. Now, before we do that, I do want to set up a new room. The forge and all of Tinker's stuff can get quite cumbersome, if you will. And it can take up a large area, is basically what I'm trying to say. So, what I want to do is dig out another room over there. I would like to make sure, do we have enough space to do something like that? I'm afraid we might just dig out of the side of the island. So we might also go down a stairwell a little bit, which is slightly annoying. I don't like having to go downstairs to get to stuff, but it is what it is. So before we get started on clearing out an area to go and make our smeltery, we need to upgrade our tools, and I don't believe we can do it with the simple tool station. So what we're going to need to do is upgrade to a tool forge. Now you can just do something like tool forge, and if you want to save an item over here, this isn't a tool forge, but let's just say you wanted to save this. You would go click on it, press A, and it's going to send it over here. We're going to press A to delete that because I don't need it. So this is just a nice helpful way that if you know you're going to need to craft something, you can just save it over here, have the recipe so you don't have to go typing every single time. Now for the tool forge, we're going to need seared bricks, we're going to need 4 blocks of iron, and our tool station. We can just break that. Now the seared, this is where all things from earlier in our episodes come together. So right here we're going to need grout. Grout makes our seared bricks, and for that we need clay, sand, and gravel. So clay, sand, and gravel is going to make us some grout. Now, I do believe we collected plenty of gravel. Yes. We have tons of clay. However, we are lacking in the sand department. Yes, so I'm going to have to go out on a little bit of an adventure here and look for some sand to harvest up. And right now it is nighttime, so we do not want to go out and deal with any mischievous monsters. So let's go ahead and change it from nighttime. And would you look at that, we've got sand right over here. However, I don't want to destroy my surroundings. So I think what we'll do is take the boat across the river. Eventually we will build a bridge to get across here because I plan on turning all of this into like farmland. Gonna have to do some terraforming off camera, but it's gonna look nice. So I'm going to adventure off here and let's go ahead and grab this stuff. Just grab some resources while we're out. Might as well. Rice. Always, like I said, remember, grab everything. Grab all your resources. Also, we can test out the Heart Striker. So, what the? How does this thing work? Ah, this can only be used by vampires. Okay. So I trolled myself. I left my iron sword down there in the last episode, and that can only be used by vampires. So we will probably do that in the next episode. And yeah, we'll become a vampire. You guys can see what that's all about. Okay, so we've cleared out a bunch of sand here. I've got about 3.5 stacks, actually, literally 1/3.5 stacks. And it's looking good. So the gentlemanly thing to do would be to fill this in with dirt. But we walked pretty far away from base, so I'm not gonna deal with that. We'll just leave this hole in the earth. Another pro tip also, as you can see, I can see my full inventory right now. If you press Z, it will collapse and show your inventory. So if you want to quickly see, how much of anything you have inside of your inventory, you can just do that. Also, magic flower, collect it. We're gonna collect these because that's gonna come in handy later. And let's get these red flowers. Just grab all the flowers. Okay, cool. Now another cool thing is you can just do /home. So instead of having to walk all the way back here, I'm instantly TP'd home. And what time is it? Okay, so it is about to be sunset, and you can see that I'm hovering my cursor over here. If you look at your mini map at the top, it actually shows what time it is in game, and it is sunset. So you just have to wait. At what time is it? Like 11 that I can sleep? So 10:30. It looks like 10:30 up there is going to be the threshold for sleep. So it is time to make our grout. Now we can actually do the big recipe since I have all my clay put into bricks, and we will just spam craft this. That's pretty much all we're going to be using those resources for. And look at that, man. We have a ton of grout. So I do only have the 2 forges right now. Or forges, smelteries, or I don't know what I'm saying, man. Furnaces. So we will let those run, and while we do that, I'm going to brainstorm what we're going to do after building our smeltery. Not really sure what we're going to do after the smeltery, but as I was waiting around, I remembered that from the quest book, we got the best friends forever. So you can right click the doggy charm to summon your dog. Use the training stick on the dog to train him. Okay, so let's summon a dog and we can train him. Cool. So new name. We'll name him Reginald. That is a very charming name. And he will be docile. In this mode, your dog will follow you but not attack anything. Okay, so yeah, we'll just leave him like that. For now, we enter. Nope, he's just Reginald. Uh, he's 57-year-old female. So actually, we are gonna have to rename Regina. That works. Can you sit down? Yes. So with pets, I'll be honest, I don't have the best track record. I usually end up getting them killed. So Regina is probably just gonna stay here at the homestead. And that's pretty much going to be it. You're not going to see them do much. I'm sure there's lots of cool things that can be done with this mod. Like I see all of this. We got different levels that we can put them into. But to be 100% honest, I'm just going to leave it alone. I've made it pretty far in the mod pack without ever worrying about the dog. And I'm not going to start worrying about it now. Our grout is nearly finished being smelted into seared bricks, and while we were doing that, I decided to make some additions to the base. So we have cleaned this up a little bit, and we now have a door just in case any mobs decide to congregate out here. We are now safe from a large spruce door. I like the look of this one, and anyone who is curious, large doors, you could just go in here. And all it is 4 regular doors stacked on top of each other, and it will fill a 3x2 space. 3x2? Yeah, and then I've got some stairs up there just to look nice, so I love that. I also went and made the mine shaft a little bit nicer, so it doesn't just look like a dirty little hole in the wall. And we might be able to do something here, maybe a nether portal zone going that way. Who knows? But yeah, now that our seared bricks have nearly finished, we can go ahead and grab some of these out. Let's get some more grout going. Well, this is awkward. I just realized that my recording software was not actually working. So we're gonna have to go over what we just did. But basically, I built this little hammer. So the hammer is great for mining 3x3 surfaces. So let's say, let's find somewhere where there's actually a 3x3. Right here, it's perfect. So I take it and I whack it and it hits a 3x3 section, which is really useful for situations like this where I'm trying to clear out a large area. As a matter of fact, it would have been extremely useful at the beginning when we started making this base. But basically, all we're going to do for something like that is craft a tool forge. So you need the tool forge. The main differences between the tool forge and the tool station, which is used to craft the tool forge, so it's going to be seared bricks, 4 blocks of iron, and your tool station. And let me just show y'all really quickly how to get seared bricks. So you take your little things and you make that and you get seared bricks. But yeah, right now all we're doing is going down and kind of clearing out an area. I had to go really far down because there is a river right above me that was leaking water down on me. And that is never any fun. Cool, we found another cave here. Also, if you run into dirt, there is a counterpart to the hammer called the excavator. And how the excavator works is basically it allows you to mine dirt, clay, sand, anything like that, gravel, in a 3x3 as well. So that is pretty nice. And I would have built one, but I didn't expect to be running into dirt this deep down in the world. I'm going to go ahead and finish clearing out this room, and then we will talk a little bit more about Tinkers and the Smeltery, which is a really cool early game item to have. It's going to allow us to do a lot more stuff with our Tinkers construct mod. So we have finished the room expansion. I'm not sure how I feel about this. This pattern of cobblestone really just looks, I don't know, it looks weird. I'm not sure how I feel about it. But we have the room finished. I have reinstalled all of our Tinker's tools. And now we need to do one thing. We're going to need to get some sand going here. So let's do this. And we'll make some glass. And we can start filling this area in. So I actually got to run back up here. Also, I've started to clear out an area there for a bedroom, and I don't know, I got a cool idea halfway through clearing that out, so I just blocked it off and came back to working on this. But let's go ahead and get our seared bricks here. Let's just take all of these. For what we need to do, we're gonna want to make all of these things up here. So we've got seared paver. Now that is not what we're making. But smeltery controller, seared tank, a seared drain, a faucet, one casting table, and one casting basin are definitely going to be a must. So how we're gonna start this off is just by making several seared bricks. There we go. And as you can see in here, I've dug out a 3x3, and then we've got 3x3, 3x3, 3x3. So for a smeltery, forge, whatever you want to call it, I believe it is just called a smeltery, it has to be built in certain dimensions, and 3x3 is the smallest one that you can do. You don't have to go 3 high. You can actually just have it this 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the following blocks that we're going to get into. But it will actually affect the amount of storage that is inside of your smeltery. So it looks like we're going to need more grout here. I didn't think this through. We might have to go back off camera and do some farming. But it looks like that has been filled out. So our next thing is going to be, yeah, it's going to be after I go farm more grout. Give me a second. Well guys, my recording software kind of messed up on me, so after farming more grout, and we've still got even more going, look at that, we're rolling in the grout. I completed the smeltery, and I wasn't recording, so that's a tough scene. We'll just quickly go over everything you're going to need to build and the recipes for it. So, we'll take our handy dandy crafting table on a stick. Right here we need a smeltery controller, and that is going to be crafted like so, just a bunch of seared bricks, kind of like you would make a furnace. We're going to need one seared drain, and you'll do it like this. We need a seared tank, and that's why we had the glass. It's the same deal with a piece of glass in the middle. And finally you'll need a seared faucet, so it's like a bucket. And this ideal setup for this is you've got a casting table. You want to put that right there, the faucet, the drain, there's our controller, and we currently, well, we had the seared tank with us because we need to go fill that with lava. So you can take that anywhere in the world, plop it down, fill it up with 4 buckets of lava. We can break it and then bring it back, and it will still have the lava in there. And lava is going to be what powers this whole system. So it is not working. If we right click this, it's not working because it needs that lava tank there. Or what is it? Let's just call it what it is, huh? Our seared tank. So yeah. And finally, the last thing I wanted to explain is the casting table. So this right here is going to be able to cast certain things. We'll have like patterns like so. So you'll have a knife blade pattern. And for some metals, you will need a cast. So like a knife blade cast. A really good example would be like a manilium sword. And you probably don't know what that means, but we will get there here in the next couple episodes. So yeah, sorry for missing this. Oh, also seared glass. Um, that's another one, and this is purely cosmetic. You don't actually need that. All 4 of these could be seared bricks, but I like to be able to see in there, and you just do seared bricks and a piece of glass, and that allows us to look inside of our smeltery and see all of our cool metals melting down. I like it. It's neat. Let's take these. I wanted to cook some food, because we are running low on food. Hopefully we can adventure around and find just an overworld lava pool. Also, while we were waiting for everything to smelt up, I got to work over here. We built our bridge so we no longer have to boat across back and forth, and I have terraformed this portion of land, and eventually I plan on terraforming all of this, and we're gonna have nice farmland here, and that is a ugly eyesore. I hate when there's just oil just up in the earth, a big old oil. So maybe we'll turn that into our industrial district. We'll plant a line of trees or something to hide it from our view over here. And yeah, that's kind of the update on the base. The bridge looks okay. I don't know. I tried my best to do something interesting. Yeah. Looks like we have found ourselves a village, so this is pretty cool. I will be taking these. This is now my property. Sorry, Mr. Guy, Mr. Dude. But I do need those hay bales. And you know what? I'm actually going to take all of it. Your crops are now my crops, comrade. And it looks like this is actually a rat's village, so if we trade with this guy, he's a plague doctor. He will give us the cure to the plague, and you catch that by... has a 50% chance to remove plague effect. Yeah, we'll take that, because I do eventually want to get into the rats mod. And you know what? Give me that too. We're gonna take everything. I could take all the resources, because they will more than likely come in handy. I don't know what it is about this mod pack as well, but oftentimes these villages just generate in the funkiest way. Like, there is just holes everywhere in this poor village. Got another plague doctor here. I'll take that scoop. I actually have not explored the bees mod, so at some point in this series I will be doing research before I play to guide you guys on something that I don't even know how to do. But it should be fun. It will be very fun. All of this stuff is for a mod, and I like the idea of building a Jurassic Park, so you can actually bring dinosaurs back to life, like Jurassic Park. And although I've barely touched the surface of that mod, it is something that I just think looks super cool. What? Is this guy a DJ? Audiophile. That is interesting. He likes audio. Yeah, we're gonna take all of these resources. Look at that. We'll take cauldrons. I have no shame. Like, whose house is this, man? Like, look how this house generated. There's literally no way to get up there. Let me help you out, guys. You're free, little Solomon. Maybe he was grounded up here. So this is a vampire hut. He had a fang. Yep, here we go. So these guys are the vampire hunters. And they are the mortal enemy of vampires. So I'm not going to be taking any of this stuff because I do plan on becoming a vampire. And someday I'm going to come kill this guy. So we'll leave him be for now. But yeah, we're plotting on him, that's for sure. Right here is a wizard tower. These will spawn in usually a friendly wizard, sometimes a enemy wizard at the top, and you can trade them certain things, magic crystals, gold, emeralds, whatnot, you know, whatever their trade is, for books, wands, special wizardry attire. We're going to be getting into that mod as well, just because it is pretty useful. It's kind of fun, but I think there are definitely more things that we need to prioritize, so that will be a little bit later in the series, or maybe not. We'll see where the world takes us, to be honest. Right now, it's taken us a long time to find lava. So Regina is down in there. I can see her. Man, I know there's gotta be lava flowing around somewhere on this base. I just don't know where. Oh, lava. Let's go. So it seems like it's only one source block. Run for it. But that is one bucket, and now we only need 3 more. some more rare crates. I'm starting to think these things aren't as rare as I thought they were. This is gonna be fun. Oh, am I just dead here? Sheesh. Okay, thank goodness. So, purple keys, you can teleport to them. Now, that's not the greatest thing because there are still very strong enemies right here next to me. I think it's mainly that little thing is really jacking me up. Okay, we got it. And this little turd seems to be stuck here. Yes, we can cheese him. So, if you remember in the last episode, I decided to get rid of my sword in favor of a sword that can only be used by vampires. So, that's where we're currently at in the world. But what did we get from this rare crate here? So we got a totem of shielding. Interesting. And yeah, that looks like to be the best thing from it. If you see these random waypoints, right? Every time you die, it's gonna set up a waypoint. You can access the map by hitting J, and you go over to the waypoints and remove them. They can be useful. Let's say you find something out in the world and you want to mark it. You would just go here, waypoints, new, and it'll automatically name it and put it to the coordinates you're standing on. And then you can name it whatever you want. And yeah, you can go back later or you can take it out. Okay, yeah, so this is just, they're not that rare, which is pretty nice because they give you decent things. So an Ender 10. So we've got a bow. I'm sure that's great. Wait, a diamond knife? Yo, smite, corrosive, insight, tombstone, soulbound. Okay, cool. So that alleviates that. Nice. And we're gonna have to continue searching onward here because I still have not found lava. A dangerous crate. Should I do it just for the video? Just to open it up? I normally just run past these crates, honestly. Oh, I think I see lava over there? Yes, lava. Perfect. Alright. Hopefully I don't regret this. Okay, it's just a creeper. Oh, and that's a totem of undying there. Cool, so I could just kind of hold that in my hand. And if I die, I won't die. Nice. Oh, that's where we need to be. Right down there, plenty of lava. Okay. Start digging our way down. Uh-oh, our first vampire. I don't want to kill you, brother. I want to join you. For now, you must die. So yeah, vampires have pretty intense base health. They are strong, that is for sure. And when you become a vampire, you can actually increase your health quite a bit through their level up tree. Silver, man. That silver looks just like diamond. And let's do this. Boom. 1, 2, 3. And let's just keep one of these on us just to have it. And you know what, for good measure, I'm pretty sure we have 4 in there, but yeah, we do. Let's go ahead and mine up all of this stuff. This stuff is really what I'm here for. What? No. Harvest level diamond. Oh boy. So I'm gonna have to go back up and make a diamond pick, and that does stink because it did take me a while to find my way down here. But it is what it is. What is this? We can mine this stuff. Give me some of that lapis. Back at the home base, and voila. That right there is a perfectly functioning seared tank. So we've got 4 buckets of lava. We've got a lot of space, and now it is time to show you what is so cool about this thing. So I won't actually show you, but I will tell you. Each one of these ore is going to double. So instead of only getting 1 ingot from one piece of iron if you just put it in a regular furnace. Now we're going to get double of that. So I don't know how much exactly we have in here, but all of those are going to become 2 ingots. And honestly, right now I've got the casting bin out, or the casting table, but I think what we're going to do is put the bin out, and I'm gonna tidy things up down here. Got everything set up over here, and look at that. Oh, it's so cool, isn't it? So we have 6 blocks of molten lava, and now instead of using the casting table, what we're gonna do is replace that with our casting bin, and that is slowly gonna pour out our blocks of iron. Pretty neat, if I do say so myself. And so we've got a lot of iron. And basically what I have set up here is I've got unrefined ores and things relating to this over here, and then once we refine stuff, I'm putting it over here, as well as I've got the Tinker's books and lapis as a modifier, diamond, emerald. These are all modifiers that we can use to enhance our weapons and tools and things like that. Also, I'd like to mention that there is definitely ways you can automate this system so I don't have to sit and kind of wait around and let this stuff, cool, because it is a pretty lengthy process. You have to let it pour all the way out. Oh gosh, it's one of that's what I like to call a super Enderman. They will kill you, and for some reason you can see them through walls. But yeah, you have to let it pour out, then you have to let it cool, and it can take a while. And you kind of have to just babysit it. But I really don't feel like setting up automation on this. First of all, it just looks like god awful. It is an eyesore. And here in the next couple episodes, we're going to be setting up a different, more advanced automation system. And this will really only be used for smelting items in the casting table for like tools and whatnot. So I think the next thing on my list is to get myself a cleaver. Cleavers are great. They swing pretty slow, but you have, I believe, okay, so it doesn't say it on here, but basically the cleaver is a slow, heavy weapon that requires 2 hands, so you can't use a shield with it, but it does big damage, and it also allows you to collect heads a little bit better. So collecting like zombie heads and stuff like that is gonna be pretty important for the future. You can use them to build certain mob spawners. Yeah, honestly, that's about it. The main one that we really want to get is an Enderman head, and if I see an Enderman, I'm gonna try and one tap him with a big old cleaver. So that is on the to-do list for sure. Speaking of the to-do list, let's go ahead and let's just break it. Build a forge. So that is done. The next thing up on the list is going to be build a farm. We are slowly but surely running out of food. Building a farm is definitely going to be something we need to get done. It shouldn't take too long. We've already done a lot of the legwork by, kind of terraforming this, building our bridge, so it will be a nice simple process for us for sure. But that is going to do it here for today's video, you guys, and as you can see behind me, that cobblestone wall has cleared up. I've been doing some work off camera, and you guys are going to have to wait to see it in next episode. So please do be sure to hit that like button if you learned anything or enjoyed the video. That helps a ton. Hit subscribe so you can see the next video in this series and follow along in this epic MC Eternal journey. Finally, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and peace.